Great Britain, located not far from the very heart of Europe, is a state that has had a significant impact on world politics and the development of civilization for many centuries. Many great scientists come from here, and the English language has long been unofficial. It has international status, however, mainly because of the United States, not Great Britain. Nevertheless, it is English that is spoken in many countries of the world, most of which were once English colonies. The official language of Great Britain for 3 centuries was French. The world's first fire service appeared in the Scottish capital of Edinburgh. In Scotland, passengers can make the shortest air flight on Earth. It takes just over a minute to get from the island of Vester to the island of Popavester. The British were the first to use postage stamps. The national holiday birthday of the British monarch is celebrated on the 3rd Saturday of June, although the current Queen of Great Britain, Elizabeth II, was born on April 21st. The London Underground is the oldest in the world. It began operating in 1863. In London, Underground passengers lose about 80,000 umbrellas every year. A Scot who refused a woman's proposal to marry her had to pay a fine in the past. The raincoat was invented in 1824 by Glaswegian Charles Mackintosh. The parliaments of England and Ireland still print their adopted documents on calfskin paper. In the XVII 18th centuries in Britain, there was a special position of the royal opener of bottles with letters caught in the ocean. People who opened such bottles arbitrarily faced the death penalty. In Edinburgh, the Skye Terrier Bobby Greyfriars went down in history a dog for 14 years, until his own death sat on the grave of the deceased owner. Several films and books are devoted to this devoted dog. The British Queen cannot enter the Parliamentary House of Commons, as she is not a member of it. London's Oxford Street is the longest shopping street in the world. Almost the entire body of the Scott Lucky Diamond Rich is covered with tattoos. Having covered 99.9% of the surface of the body with a pattern in the form of a leopard skin, he became the most tattooed person on Earth. Englishwoman Ada Lovelace was the world's first programmer. Big Ben is called a bell, not a clock tower. At the end of the 19th century, Great Britain won the war against Zanzibar in 38 minutes. In the Middle Ages, British courts passed sentences, not only on people, but also on animals. In the UK, sticking a stamp with the image of the Queen upside down is considered high treason. The London Eye is the tallest Ferris wheel in Europe. The Speaker of the English Parliament sits on a wool sack. In England, back in the 17th century, the world's first ghost hunters club appeared. In Britain, it is against the law to hang a bed out of a window. According to legend, the English kingdom will fall if the ravens leave the Tower of London. The most famous maniac killer of all time, Jack the Ripper, was operating on the streets of London. Whales, sturgeons and dolphins that live in the coastal waters of Great Britain are considered the property of the Queen. On the last day of August, a competition is held in London between rubber ducks, which are sent to sail on the Thames. England is the birthplace of table tennis. The role of the grid in this high society game was originally played by books. Scotland has 790 islands, but only 130 of them are inhabited. In London's Barbican Theatre in 2011, the performance Lullaby was shown. The audience settled down on the beds and peacefully fell asleep, and in the morning they were served breakfast, which was included in the ticket price. The maze of 16,000 English yew trees located on the grounds of Longleat Manor is the longest in the world. In England, there was a special person who was supposed to fire a cannon if Napoleon Bonaparte arrived in the kingdom. The office was abolished only in 1947, although the French emperor had died more than a century before.